Chocty, calling for the immediate abolition of domestic water charges. It's a motion that's finally been discussed after weeks of stymieing its discussion by both Fine Gael and Fianna Fáil. Neither party wanted Chocty to have our say on the issue of water charges and Irish Water, while they were conspiring behind closed doors in their partnership negotiations to push this issue down the road. In fact, it's worth noting that Fine Gael and Fianna Fáil have voted together on 5 separate occasions already in the 32nd Dáil to block this motion from being taken forward. And I made the case at the time, and I make it again tonight, that water charges should be dealt with here in an open, democratic and transparent fashion, befitting the judgment the electorate made on water charges during the general election. And every TD elected to the Dáil has an obligation to fulfil the commitments they made to the electorate. It's a matter of fact that a clear majority of Chocty, as the motion says, sought and won a mandate to abolish Irish Water and scrap water charges. That is our view, and that is also our mandate. It's also Fianna Fáil's mandate. Their manifesto, not once but, as Owen has just said, on numerous occasions, calls clearly for the abolition of Irish Water and the scrapping of water charges. Nowhere does it say anything about the suspension of charges, but kicking the issue down the road to a Dáil committee, or maintaining the mechanism for charging citizens on the statute books. If Fianna Fáil were serious about fulfilling their election commitments, they would support the motion before the Dáil this evening. I wrote to the Fianna Fáil leader, Micheál Martin, last week, asking him to support the motion, which was specifically worded to accommodate Fianna Fáil's manifesto position and their election commitments. But he hasn't responded. Yet Fianna Fáil have this evening tabled an amendment to the motion heralding the suspension of water charges and their agreement with Fine Gael as if this is good enough. But it isn't good enough. Water charges have met their end, so has Irish Water. That fact must be accepted. And it is the rise of people power over the past 2 years, with hundreds of thousands of citizens coming out to protest against water charges, who deserve the credit for this seismic shift in politics in this state. 500,000 citizens also voted for right to change candidates in February. So it's a slow process, but there is a fluidity about our politics at this time which is to be welcomed. The last government used their majority to railroad regressive legislation through the Oireachtas, including water charges, the establishment of Irish Water and the family home tax, and all with the brainchild of Fianna Fáil's deal with the Troika. Sinn Féin wants to see a society based on equality and fairness. That means building a fair new tax system, ending unfair regressive taxes that penalise working families and vulnerable citizens. In the North, our party stopped the imposition of water charges. We want to dismantle Irish Water in the South and replace it with a new model of governance and a funding stream that is fully accountable to the Oireachtas. We will oppose any attempt to privatise water services. We stopped the British Tories from privatising water services in the North. We will do the same when and if Irish Tories try to do that in this state. So I want to commend all of the deputies who brought together this collaborative bill. We want to see also enshrined in public ownership the referendum which would bring this about, and that would be contained in the Constitution in the time ahead. Now, Fine Gael and Fianna Fáil say there are no plans to privatise services. So surely if that's true, they will have no problem in supporting a referendum to that effect. So, Concordia, I want to commend this motion to the Dáil. I would urge all TDs, particularly those who received the mandate, to support this motion this evening. Go Ramila Mai Agat.
Deputy David Cullen.